Welcome to Venture TV. I'm here with Torben Majgaard. Torben, you founded Ciklum. Ciklum is a company that programs software in the Ukraine. And you are originally from Denmark, but moved to the Ukraine. What's your personal history? How did all that start?
Well, originally I was in the retail business in Denmark and got into selling second-hand computers, made a small retail network, and a guy comes into the shop applying for a job, explaining that he got lots of experience in selling second-hand computers in Eastern Europe. I didn't hire the guy, but I got inspired, went to Eastern Europe, saw things myself over here, and found it an interesting environment in the early mid-90s where you could actually shape things yourself, unlike when you come from Denmark where everything is pre-programmed and organized for you in advance. So I sold my company, started up the business over here. 5 years later I had a very large company doing second-hand computer sales throughout Eastern Europe. However, it was very hard to handle customs operations, logistics, warehousing, retails, and all these kind of things. And it required a lot of liquidity if it were to become really a profitable business. Liquidity is very, very hard to find if you want to finance second-hand computers in Eastern Europe, so I needed a new business.
All right.
And I found out, since I really liked being here, that the software business seemed to be a very good thing to export due to the large number of very qualified software developers being over here. And that business, to make it simple, not to simplify things, but you just have to rent an office, hire some people, plug into the internet, and you're off going.
Okay.
So that's what I did then in 2001.
Yeah.
I picked Ukraine as the country, being not a country likely to get into European Union, and as such having increasing and growing costs. Ukraine is not likely to get in there for many years. But however, you got 50 million people down here.
Okay.
Of course, Russia could be a choice, but Moscow and Petersburg are rather expensive cities, so the choice being Ukraine, because you have the right number of people to recruit from, you have the right level of education, you got the lowest cost of Eastern Europe, and today I haven't regretted being here, I haven't regretted stepping in the company here.
Ciklum has 500 employees right now, 500 programmers.
900.
900 already?
500 of them are here in Kiev. Yes.
Oh, 500 in Kiev, and now you expanded to other parts of the world?
We expanded to 2 other cities in Ukraine. So in total in Ukraine we are about 950 people in that area here. And then we got an opportunity in December to purchase a company in Pakistan.
All right.
Actually, it was a company who had a few people in Denmark, some people in Ukraine, and some in Pakistan. The people they had in Denmark and Ukraine we just absorbed to our current business, but the Pakistani company we have now. That was a very interesting move for us, because I think most people in the IT business are used to getting these emails and contracts from Asia offering programmers at funny money. And I was very intrigued and interested to see, is that really true? Because when you get people at that low cost, you actually also get a lot of hidden overheads. And what is really the truth about this? And Ciklum have now been through a process for 6 months since we made that acquisition, where we have started to learn how to work together, having multi-sourcing of resources. Meaning, you being a German company, there are things you will want to do in Germany with a German-speaking person, because it might be something very hard to explain to somebody else. It might be something simple to do, but hard to understand. And for that reason, it makes sense to have German-speaking people working on location doing that. Then there might be some things which have a certain amount of complexity, but still can be explained to others. That's where Ukraine becoming perfect, because that's what you call nearshoring. You have people which are culturally very close to you, can travel over in a couple of hours by plane. It's no time zone differences. So you can actually even move very complex tasks here. When you then talk about Asia, you talk India, China, you talk Pakistan, you're talking that the communication becomes much more complicated. And when your starting point is a larger cultural difference, what you have to overcome to make outsourcing successful becomes much greater. That's why there are some types of jobs which you can put to Asia, or jobs which are easy to specify, which is hard to misunderstand, different things like that. So as a company, you might actually require the need of all these kind of levels. That means people on site in Germany, some people which are doing nearshoring from Ukraine, and somebody from Asia, if you want to have the right cost optimization of things. If you choose to cut off Asia and just use Ukrainians, that's fine, it's just a little bit more expensive. If you choose to cut out Ukraine and just use Germans, it's just much more expensive.
All right.
But so if you want to cost optimize, you actually might have to spread your resources over those 3 countries. And getting the Pakistani company in gives Ciklum now the possibility to offer our clients that they can optimize between these countries.
Okay, and like 900 people working for Ciklum right now, what's the plan for the future? Sounds like a lot more could be possible.
Well, until the summer of 2008, when we had reached about 700 people, we only had one salesperson in the company.
Oh, wow.
In addition to myself.
Okay.
And the reason for us being 700 people with one salesperson is basically because we are lucky, or whatever you call it. We bring in a customer and we keep them.
Okay.
So we're not looking for customers who needs a quick fix, like a website development or whatever. We're typically looking for companies, many of them are ISVs or others, which just have basically an ongoing need for programming, where we are not an alternative to another programming house, but we are an alternative to hiring staffs at home. So we become the customer's own office in Ukraine. And as such, it's long-term investments on the customers. It's actually, we are more close than typical marriage. It's very hard to get divorced from us. So as long as we do a good job, customers tend to stay. So that means that right now, just among the existing customers we have, if they're looking at their forecast for the remaining part of this year, they're planning to add another 160 to 170 people with us. Just existing customers expanding their current operations because they're happy with what's happening here.
All right.
In addition to that, we are looking for new customers. We got a few more sales guys. Now we are also operating in Germany, in Austria, and Switzerland with good success. So we're expecting new clients to come in. So that will also add the recruitment needs into these numbers. So we are expanding. So we also expect expanding, like not just in terms of numbers, and we might be expanding in geographical location to be sure we have the right resources, but we're also expanding our services at the same time. One of the services we launched last autumn, which seems to be very, very prosperous and successful, is actually we are helping the customers to enter the Russian-Ukrainian market. Many people think that this is a very poor world without money. There is 200 million people over here, but the combined purchase power of these 200 million people is actually more than Germany.
All right.
And if you already have started working with Ciklum in regard to developing software, which means you got people which are basically part of your company, they're just sitting in Kiev, they speak Russian, they know your software, they know your company, adding to that a salesperson is a very, very small investment. Yeah. And then using Ciklum's coaching, our brand in the market and our name, you basically go out and you sell your products with our guidance in the Russian-Ukrainian market. And you can have a market entry on the Russian-Ukrainian market for 2,000 euros a month.
Okay.
So that is seemed to be very successful working up now, and that's one of the business areas we are now expanding. And as such, we are expanding the portfolio of services we are offering our customers, and we'll continue doing that in the future also.
Sounds pretty interesting, and well, lots of success for the future, and thanks for the interview.
Thank you very much.